The views and opinions expressed by guests and or comments are those of the persons who submitted them and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of In the Clutch Sports Talk and More podcasts. Any content provided by guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company of any individual or anyone or anything. Welcome
Hello.
to another edition of Matters of the Heart. Ain't nobody in here, so I'm just practicing right now. Oh, everybody good?
I was ready for some real talk, man.
What?
Just when my segment was getting hot, man, and y'all want to change and get sentimental, man.
So we gotta
talk about
switch it up.
love. Talk about love, and
We gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
And look, I ain't getting no dummy of the week entry.
no, I'm glad I got the week off. I want to hear ShoNuff didn't get her topics in last week. I want to hear what she got to say this week. So she always trying to get a segment like me. She saw me getting all them kudos and all that stuff, so she went in big there for a segment. So
I think you just upset.
no.
Yeah, I think you
what is it called? ShoNuff News. What is it?
That's it. ShoNuff News. ShoNuws.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I ain't no hater. I ain't no hater.
It sounds like you are, though.
How's everybody doing? I got my good shirt on today. Try to dress up for this Matters of the Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl got on his little dress shirt.
Yeah, little golfing shirt I had. I said it's kind of comfortable. I said, let me rock this tonight. It's colorful, no doubt, but yeah, it's all right.
I love golfing apparel. It is very comfortable.
It's mine. Very comfortable.
Uh-huh.
So I'll definitely be ordering some more.
Terry, did you check and make sure we were live?
No, I did not. You usually do that. If you didn't
Now you know that's what you do.
Well, no. If you would have been checking all that while you was doing our pre stuff.
See, there you go, discussing our business.
Hey, Latanya.
What's our business?
Hey, Latanya.
How are you, sweetheart? She's always here. Thank you so much for being an avid watcher and a consistent watcher. Thank you so much.
You be the first one to log on.
Be the first one, baby.
Latanya, please tell me you shared this to 5 people and got 5 people to subscribe. Please tell me that. Please tell me that.
You ain't got to tell him nothing, Latonia. You being here is all I need.
I'm just asking because I know you real faithful, so I know you seem like you know. I feel like you good at taking a man's lead, so I asked.
There you go. You always got to.
No, I'm just saying. You supposed the man is the head of the household, so I'm just saying I'm sure she's. Well, welcome back, Tanya Eugene Copperton. Welcome back.
Yeah, Tanya. She been missing in action. I ain't seen her new video and new commercial or nothing. Probably.
Nothing.
Look at Latonia. She said, "Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. If I were married, I'd marry you. I like that. I like that.
There you go. There you go.
If I were married, I would marry you. I like that.
Oh God.
Give him a couple more minutes to get on in here.
That's okay, Tanya. We gonna let you see your new video, your new
commercial.
Yeah. Here it go.
My buddy. What's up, Patricia?
You see how he lit up when he saw
that? My buddy.
What's up, cuz?
And see, Patricia, she always she's already gotten 4 or 5 people from St. Louis to chime in and all that. She's done her part.
Here go my other cousin.
There you go. There you go. Come on, Janella.
Who was that, Janella?
Janella. Jello. We call her Jello.
Jello. We got to get a picture of Jello.
That's Patricia's sister.
Now, Patricia, get her to get that. We need to see a picture now. I want to make sure Jonello ain't no troll now. Let me see. Let me make sure she real. Tell her put a picture up there.
Well,
She real.
trust me, she real.
Hey, Jonello.
Jello don't play, boy. I'm just letting you know. You
commercial
don't want to get on her bad side.
You got my commercial ready?
Yeah, we got a Tanya commercial. Yeah, we ready. Look, where we at? We how many minutes in?
7:05.
Yeah, we 5 minutes in. So let's go ahead and do this intro and properly start the show off. And let's get things started.
Let me take you to my world, yeah, baby. Excuse me, miss, don't mean to bother you, but I just couldn't help but to notice your style and your profile, the way that you carry yourself. Unlike any other cutie with a small waist and a big booty, you got that down-earth type of class to give you that inner type beauty. No weave, no fake nails, everything on this gal original. Pretty skin, pretty smile, have a nigga hormone running wild. With a figure to have a grown ass nigga in a state of shock and mesmerized. Just walk by and say hi, there's no nigga, young nigga fantasize. Let me take you to my world. Let me take you to my world.
Welcome to another edition of Matters of the Heart. I am your host, D. Early. I am joined by ShoNuff.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Happy Tuesday.
And everybody's fan favorite.
Don't start.
Steve Will.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I was told to be on my best behavior tonight. We're not on Real Talk tonight, so we talking some good stuff. So I got my sentimental demeanor on tonight, so I'm ready. I'm ready. Got a good show.
Okay.
He gonna be on his best. Okay. We'll see.
We shall
We'll see. Don't take much to get him agitated.
At all.
Not tonight. Not tonight. We got a good show. I think we all gonna be in agreement tonight.
You think?
Yeah.
I ain't got no wood to knock on.
From what I saw, all the prep work, I think we all can find one common goal tonight. I think we all be on the same page.
We shall see. Get ready, Tanya.
If we look for it, we can. If we look for it, we can find it. But I don't know if we're gonna be able to find it tonight.
Okay.
It's a touchy subject. Especially, if you've been in some bad relationships, you don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear it. And I understand that. I get it. And look, it ain't just geared toward the women. It's geared toward the men too. The topic for the night is you got what you chose. So basically, you chose that person, good or bad. Sometimes you make the right choice. Sometimes you make the wrong choice. But it's basically, you made that choice. So y'all want to pop off with a quick little snippet video and then go from there?
Sounds good.
Looking for help. Yes. I'm gonna you see how I slid that out there?
Thank you.
I knew I was gonna get you. But he slid in my DMs and asked for a session.
Spare my girl. Go ahead. Don't spare. Just speak truth to power.
No, I was just saying I think Cardi B is a beautiful woman, right? And I believe she went into it choosing to have a husband and family, which is what she created.
Yes.
Cardi came in and said, I'm creating a family. I have no kids. I'm with Offset. You're my husband. We're having these babies. Offset came in already a baby daddy. She chose a man who already produced baby mamas, broken families, broken homes. She chose him. That's why we can't really blame him. And then he came and gave her what she chose from the beginning of when she chose the man. A womanizer and a baby daddy. She chose that.
Men are also convincing. Will tell you that they're
Let me tell you
changing.
this.
I'm changed.
No.
I'm going to change for you.
Let me say this. If a man is going to change, is if you do like Cardi and many other women have done.
Give him
You
a chance.
choose the man to see if he's going to change. And I'm here to tell you, and I don't care what man wants to challenge me on it, baby, please challenge me, that a man is going to be the man that you chose him at the place that you chose him at.
Well, wow. Okay.
So y'all know who chose the topic for tonight's show, right? I'm sure y'all can tell, right? I'm sure y'all can tell. Oh.
Now, my first thought was he ain't sliding her DM for no session. He sliding her DM because he trying to get with her. That was my first thought.
Well, I would say he slid in the DM to fake like he wanted some help. But
He don't want no help.
But no, he trying to get in because she's a very nice looking woman. He trying to break her down.
She all right. She all right. I mean, it's plenty. I've seen it with plenty of others that you know look better than her. So I mean, why her DM?
Because she hot right now.
She's hot right now. She's a therapist to the stars.
So it's easy.
You didn't do your research.
It's easy to go in there and slide in her DM and try to make it seem like I really need some help. I'm a famous person, blah blah blah, whatever. So, I mean, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the first thought that I had, and even when she said, because you don't just slide in somebody DM asking for professional help or professional sessions.
Because I'm sure there's a professional way to contact her.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he's doing.
But that's if he did it.
She said,
where's the proof? Yeah, I mean, women lie. I mean, so you know.
Oh, come on.
What's she gonna lie for, Terry?
What I'm just saying, don't just automatically. No, that's a different show. But you know, we got to put all the facts on the table before you start, you know, saying who's proof or who's not. You know, it's easy to sit up and say, you know, he was in my DMs and all that. So I'm, you know, where's the proof that he was in a DM? But if she say so,
the proof is he ain't came out and said she lying.
That he wasn't.
Because he would have already said something if that was the case.
No,
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he was in there. But that was just my first initial thought when I saw the video. Now what she actually said, how do y'all feel about that? You chose who you chose. You got what you chose.
I believe to 100% certainty. Yeah, she's right. And now we'll talk about the people playing games and, you know, selling you their representative. That's a different story. But when we sometimes, men and women, when you choose a person and you know their background and you know who they are, you choose them thinking that they ain't gonna do it to me. They gonna change for me. And then you find out that person is not going to change for you. They're gonna embarrass you and leave you with babies just like they did the 4-5 before you. That's the way I see it. So I kind of agree with her that you get them where they are. Like if like she said, you choosing the man where he is at that moment. You're not waiting for him to change, show you that he has changed, and then get with him. You get with him while he in his mess.
So why do people, I ain't gonna say women, why do people put themselves in that position? You know, you hearing it from a professional person. I'm hearing it from you, Sharita. It's the same message I've been preaching for however long we've been doing Matters of the Heart. So how do women still fall prey to that?
Matter of the heart. It's a matter of the heart. And since we talking about women, I just say some women are to the point where they just don't want to be alone for whatever reasons, for whatever trauma they've been through, for whatever daddy issues, for whatever, you know, sexual promiscuity issues, you know, whatever the reason. they just don't want to be alone, and they choose unwisely. They choose, unfortunately, the people that they are accustomed to, and that's the same type of people, same type of men.
Okay.
Expecting a different result every time.
Well, I what George Bush say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Especially when we run into, like I said, it's kind of, I really don't want to go into that, the people that lie to you and deceive you, because that's kind of a different thing. But the people that straight up and out just gonna be who they are, and you trying to change them, those that's kind of what we're talking about. But you do have the people who lie and they play the role. They can only play it for so long, but by the time you realize they playing the role, you in it. And sometimes you don't want to give it up because you feel like you done put so much time into it. And then by the time you decide to get out of it, you got a baby, you got a divorce, your credit bad, he done stole your car, all that done happen. And sometimes it have 1, 2, 3, 4 times before you finally realize I might need to do something different.
Okay, I give you that on the ones you say that they just outright lying about who they really are and putting on the front. But you got some men that just come out and just be real with you from the get-go and let you know, hey, this what it is, blah blah blah. And women do it too, but women tend to fall for it a little bit more, even when the guy is being honest and telling you that, this the type of person I am, deal with it or whatever. It seems like some are even more attracted to a man that does that.
And I think it's because, and we can say we, y'all, us. We can say we know we ain't talking about every woman, y'all. So please don't jump down our throat. Sometimes we as women think that we can change them. We really do. We really think our sex is going to change them. We think our cooking is going to change them. We think taking care of them, letting them live rent-free is going to change them. Those things, some women do really think is going to change their behavior. You go into it, why? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I think it has a lot to do with, past trauma and past things that you've been through. And it's just a vicious cycle that we keep going through.
Well, I know some women just, you might be a little overconfident in yourself and your abilities.
True.
Terry, what's your take on it? I know, and just for the record, so people, I think you were one of the guys during a certain period of time where you basically was like, hey, I ain't finna settle down. I don't want that. And you was a womanizer.
Well, let me ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. What's the definition of a is a womanizer a person that takes advantage? I want to get the right definition of womanizer first, because I don't want to take what she said out of context, because Sharita hit the nail on the head as far as, I call it living in glass houses and having high expectations. You can go into something saying, you know what, he may be like that now. He may cheat now. He may do this now. He may not be working now. But once I get him, all that'll change. I can get him to do this and do that and all that. And you setting yourself up for a letdown, to me, in those instances. Because, for example, if you dated for a woman for 2 years, just say she never cooked, and you get married, you get in a serious relationship or whatever, and you start getting upset with her because she's not cooking. That's not fair to her. She didn't ever cook the 2 years that you were just messing around and all that. So what makes you think that she's going to start cooking now? So it's just high expectations. And like my grandmama used to say, you know, I'm just speaking for the women, so don't take it wrong. But my grandma used to say, y'all think y'all pocketbook is will get you to change a man too. Do y'all remember you people that's my age? Y'all know what the pocketbook is, don't you?
I think
Sure you didn't know?
if we got a pocketbook, I'm sure we know what a pocketbook is too.
Okay. I just want to make sure because my grandma said you can't, you know, you think you can put it on them. Oh, I can put it on him. I can change him and all that type of stuff right there. And that doesn't work either. So,
But
she's right.
But don't that go the same way with some men? They figure like, you know, I'm successful. I got a lot of money. You know, you think that you can give that woman the world, and you expect because I'm giving, like, I hate to use this as an example, but let's like Cardi B made her own money, but let's just say like if you start dating a stripper, let's just use a stripper as an example. You start dating a stripper, and you want to take her out of that environment because now she with you, and you feel like you don't have to do that no more. You know, I got money, I got somewhere for you to live. You know, you can have whatever car you want, this and that, whatever you want. Your expectation is that they're going to change. And then when they don't change, men get frustrated, men get upset. And so it goes both ways. But the point I'm trying to make is you can't change a person until that person is ready to change. And that was the example I was trying to use with you, Terry. That, you know, you did what you did, you made it clear, you made it crystal clear, you know, so it would, you know, and I know even though you made it crystal clear, you probably still ran into some females thinking, I'm doing all of this for him, why he still don't want to be with me, blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And see, and you know, that's really a true story, and not toot my own horn, but you know, once I got married, just say, you know, some people that I've messed with in the past would say, you know, would come back and ask me what was wrong with me, and at that time, I was not looking for anything. I wasn't looking for anything, you know, and that's the reason why I think that I didn't have anything bad going on out there on social media or anything like that, because I was honest with them. But you had a couple of them in their mind feel like that, you know, well, you know what, I can put it on him, or I can do this, or I can cook for him every night and all that, and felt like it was going to change my mind. And over the course of the period of time, I still felt the same way. I didn't want to be in anything committed. And there became a rift, and we ended up going our separate ways. But I always left each and every situation like that with a good, you know, felt like a good person, because I know I didn't lie to them. I always kept it real. I always kept it honest. And you know, as long as you do that up front and you give them the you know, you throw all your you know, your hands and stuff on the table and say, hey, this is what it is. It's up to you to make the decision if you want to allow that or continue with what we got going on. And, you know, a lot of times it did, and it didn't work out, but it's because of that though.
Okay, I got a question about that. So playing devil's advocate. So, okay, so you're saying you're being very honest, you're putting your cards on the table, and you're telling that person up front what it is. But you know that person still wants something more than what you're willing to offer. Why do you stay in that relationship with that person?
It's not a relationship, ShoNuff.
It is a relationship.
No.
Yes, even if you're just screwing, that's a relationship.
In your eyes.
That's not in that's in anybody's eyes.
Not in mine, and you can't tell me what I call my relationships. I wasn't in relationships.
Okay, well, whatever, situationship.
Okay,
if you're
right.
staying in the situationship, knowing that person wants more, why would you stay in the situationship?
Because they got some good candy in their pocketbook.
Thank you.
Yeah. Or even they would play. You know what? Now, let's be for real now. I'm actually being honest, but tell me this: if you send up there, if I tell you as a man, I ain't looking for nothing. And just say the woman, she really wanted to be with you anyway, but she had to save face, and she says the same thing. She said, well, I ain't looking for nothing either. Okay, but she really is. So she played that role throughout the entire process. How would I know, because I don't believe in lead nobody on or hurt nobody and all that type of stuff right there. So if she creates a facade all that time, how am I to know, to answer your question?
I was gonna jump in and say you know because she start doing things different than when you first got started. The conversation changes, the way she does everything, she get upset more easily. So you know, and even though if they don't even come out and just outright say it, you can kind of feel it, or they'll throw something at you to let you know, hey, subliminal something to let you know that, hey, maybe I'm getting too emotional.
And it's in the things that they do. Because if you're saying it's a situationship, but they're doing relationship things for you, then you know that that's what they want. If
we're doing it for each other. We're doing it for each other.
You just said it was a situationship, not a relationship. So if this is a situationship, then it's just, I'm gonna come screw you, I'm gonna leave, and then I'm gonna wait till I screw you again, and then I'm gonna leave again. But if you're coming and you're screwing me, you're laying around, we're going out, I'm cooking dinner, we're going to a movie and every now and then, we're doing relationship things then. That's not a situation.
I get that, but what I'm saying is we both going into the situationship, we going in on the same page, like, you helping me out, I'm helping you out. I mean, so it's not like I'm going in there saying, you make it seem like I'm saying, oh, all the time I want to talk to you is the only time I'm gonna call you is when I want to screw. That wasn't the case.
That's a situationship.
Yeah, if you're doing more than that, then you are leading toward a relationship.
It's a relationship.
If you're doing more than calling up and saying, hey, you busy tonight? You mind if I come over? If you're doing more than that, like if you just calling, holding conversations, that's more than a situationship to you. That's
maybe I've been naive then. I didn't go into it looking at it like that. I just thinking that, we keep each other company, we make each other laugh and all that time. I mean, just
that's
kicking
a relationship. That's a relationship.
That's a relationship. Well, not okay.
Not to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Me. Not to me.
I think most people would agree that's more of a relationship. A situationship, I'm gonna call you at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, kids sleep, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, I'm on my way. When I get through, I'm gone, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So
well, you probably got a point. But in my mind mentally, and I've already laid stuff on the table, in my head mentally, I'm in that space. I'm in that zone where I'm not thinking about anything about relationship, as you would call it. In my mind, it's just us enjoying each other's company. I'm just saying how my mental was set up.
But you just made the perfect point in your mind.
Right.
That's what you are thinking and what you feel. But that's not what the other person feels.
Let me hit on what Randolph Carpenter got up here right quick. As soon as ask questions and listen with your eyes, and as soon as you try to meet their family and try to analyze what you're potentially dealing with, an apple doesn't fall far from the tree, which is true. But I'm gonna say this: people put on their front as long as they need to until they get you, and some people are better at it than others. But I've seen it. I've been in situations where I was totally thrown off when I realized how the person actually was.
Mm-hmm.
And if the family in on it, shoot, they'll have you thinking she the best thing since sliced bread. So it's a hard one. It's a hard one. So, but
do you see Quincy's comment yet? The most people.
Is this it?
Well, that one, but then there was another one. You probably don't see that one yet. But yeah, because being selfish and self-serve. Oh, okay. Most people want to continue to receive whatever it is they are benefiting from the situationship. And they know if they are honest, they will lose it. And that's completely true. That's completely true. if you just really say, all I want to do is come over here at 3:00 and leave at 3:35, you know doggone well 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be agreed upon with anyone. Now unless that's what they want to, good riddance. But
Well, that's my point. That's when they start off in the beginning, they may want more in the beginning, but you already done bust their bubble by being honest and saying, "Hey, I'm not looking for this," and they play the game, figuring whatever that they can do after that point that they can get you to change your mind. And then as time goes on, and your mind don't change, then they get in their feelings. And this is why I wanted you to give me some kudos for that, because you know what? Some men can go in there and tell you, "I love you, baby. I want to be with you. You're the only one for me," and all that type. I'm not telling you all that. I'm not. So give me kudos for being honest and telling you, and not trying to break your heart and not trying to take you down through there, because feelings. I done been hurt before, real bad. So I would never wish nothing on nobody that, some of the stuff that I went through. So I'm not trying to hurt nobody. So I always went into the situation of being honest. Now, if something happened and you get in your feelings after that, I can sleep good at night because I was honest with you. I can sleep at night.
Oh, do you cut
I
it?
think you're missing the point. I get what you're saying. I went into it. I told her what was up. And the whole time, that's your mind frame. And yes, I get what you're saying too. That she said, "Okay, yeah, I okay, we can do this." But when you start to see that you can tell when that woman wants more or think it's going to be more. You can tell that. And when you start to tell that, that's when I'm saying you should be honest and say, "Hey, look, I think we, crossing, over into territory that I don't want to cross over into, and I don't want to hurt you. So I'm gonna break this thing off." But you don't let it go on for months and months and months.
Let me ask you a question. That's a good point. That's a good point. But you know what? That's a catch-22. Because number one, the things you're telling me to tell her now, I had in the initial conversation with you before we started. Hold on, let me finish. I had that initial conversation with you telling you I'm not looking for nothing. So as time goes on and I see you're getting more and more feelings, I think if I see you get more feelings and I say, "You know what? This ain't gonna work," because it look like I can say it in a better tactful way, but saying this ain't gonna work. It looks like you're getting in your feelings and I don't want to hurt you again. And just to leave off, to me, I would feel like that. They feel like, I done just did all that with you and throwing you to the side and going to somebody else. I think that's even worse.
But that's what you do. But you're saying that's what your initial conversation was. That this is all I want to do. So why I feel bad when you leave and say, "Hey, you catching feelings? I got to go because I know we done did everything under the sun. I done turned you, flipped you upside down, but that's all I wanted to do was just flip you upside down. I don't want no feelings involved, so I'm gonna roll."
So you saying I should have been persistent? So you saying throughout the situationship, I should have been persistent with what I started keep telling you like every week? Look now.
Yes.
Are you okay? Because
yes.
I'm still not looking for nothing. I just think that's sort of tacky. Now what you think, Dan?
That's
now,
not tacky. That's being an adult. That's being an adult and being honest.
Okay. Here's the thing. When you get into those situationships, if you see, like I'm saying, when that person changing up. When you used to come over there at 3:00, at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, you knock off and you leave. When she start being like, you gotta leave now, or you can't stay until the morning, or she trying to get you to do something before you leave. Can you fix the cabinet door? Can you do this? See, once they start doing that, then you know that their feelings are getting involved. And at that point, you should start asking those questions. "Hey, I just want to, reiterate, I ain't really looking for none," and blah, blah, blah. And if they say, "Oh no, that's all I want," then you can keep going down that road. But if you see it, even if, because most time they're gonna be like, "Well, damn, if I tell him I'm looking for a relationship, he might leave me alone, so I ain't finna tell him that." But that's really what they want. you have to realize that, and then you just have to be a man and just go ahead and break it off and give them whatever reason or excuse you got to give. You know, just be like, hey, it just seems like it's going in the wrong direction for me, and it's just not working out like it initially was. So we might need to stop doing this. And you know, and
for the record, I wasn't going over no 2, 3 o'clock knocking them off. I'd spend the night. Like Della Reese, I was an honest hoe. I'm like Della Reese. I was an honest hoe. Okay,
that was a relationship.
You can't spend the night.
No, what you talking about? Not spend the night. Hey,
you spend the night. You my boyfriend. We go together.
Yeah, you spend the night. Spend the night in this situation.
I had a rule. You had to spend the night. You come to my house. You had to spend the night. There wasn't no leaving me.
Well, that's what I did. I didn't leave.
But I'm saying that was because you wasn't just gonna be knocking me off. We was finna be in something. We was finna be in a relationship.
I like what Tara say right here. When intimacy involves sex, things become complicated, even when it's casual. You need to remind her your intentions, right? Hey, Felita, how you doing? Where my girl Terry at? Late to the show as usual, I'm sure. Look, we 36 minutes in. We
ain't got no commercial.
Yeah, we gotta take a quick commercial break. We come back off the break. We're gonna open up the phone lines. If anybody want to call in and chime in on the subject, we'll do that. We'll continue putting up the comments from the comment sections.
With them
hey, look, Tara again. Tara need to call in.
You know, Tara is telling you a lie. Tara is a Tara. She's Della Reese like me. She was an artist hoe too. I can call her that because she's a Taurus the bull like me, and she's a female version of me. She was.
Sex is way more physical. Sex is spiritual, and then comes the soul ties, and that's when the trouble starts.
I used to tell Tiki all the time, you a female version of me. Ask her that.
Come on, Randolph. Tell the truth. Soul ties.
Come on, Tiki. Don't start
that. So many spirits up in us.
Oh, Lord. Go get your commercial. Go get your commercial in.
Come on, do this commercial.
Oh, boy.
I told you this is going to be a good one.
When it comes to buying or selling real estate, the right agent can make all the difference. Choosing the right partner means less stress, smarter decisions, and a better outcome. Here are 5 reasons why Tanya is a professional you can trust to guide you through your real estate journey. Local expertise you can count on. Personalized approach, proven track record of success, cutting-edge marketing strategies, and dedicated support every step of the way. Real estate transaction can be complex, but she is here to guide you through every detail, from the first consultation to the closing table. Tanya can provide clear communication, expert advice, and unwavering support to ensure your success. Ready to take the next step? Let's make that real estate goal a reality. Call her today at 901-870-5337 to schedule a consultation.
Tanya Covington, that's my home girl. Class of 88, Treadwell High School. That's my classmate. That's my buddy. That's my friend. I love her so much. Tell us how you like that commercial, Tanya.
She just said, I love it. Thank you, Tanya.
Yep, she's she's licensed in the state of Tennessee and Mississippi. You can call at 901-870-5337. She'll take you through the process of home buying from the beginning. Even if your credit is messed up, she'll get you in the right programs to get you ready to buy that house. So she, as I say, as everybody knows, or the majority, she got me my beautiful home on the very first home that I went to look at. God bless us to be able to get that within 24 to 48 hours. So she does a great job, and she loves what she does. So reach out and get your home from her. If you want to sell or if you want to buy, she got you.
Tanya Covenant, licensed in Tennessee and Mississippi. 901-870-5337.
That's right.
But we finna go to another phone number now. I want to hear what the people got to say. If anybody want to call in, here's the number.
But you know, while you doing that though, I'm surprised at you, Sarita, because this is one where I thought you would actually be on my side and give me kudos because I was honest throughout the entire situation. I didn't do anybody wrong. I really thought you was gonna say, you know what, Terry, I may get on you all the time, but you know what? I commend you for doing that, and I don't feel like you're doing that.
I am giving you kudos, but I'm also telling you that even when being honest with a person and being upfront, if your actions say something different, you got to recognize those actions and pull back. Of course, yes, I give you kudos for being honest up front. But when you see that it's going in a different direction, you got to come back to the table.
Okay, well, Daryl, let me ask you one last thing, and then I'm done with this subject. Just think about you playing basketball for Treadwell High School. I mean, you locked in, you zoned in, you're not thinking about nothing else. I mean, you like on game day, you was 100% locked in. You weren't thinking about nothing else. It was in your mental. Nothing else could invade that space. I was the same way in regards to this. I was in my mental. This is what I saw. It wasn't no gray areas, either black or white. This is what it is. It was locked in. So I wasn't vulnerable enough to see the signs, so to speak, of what you saying that I should have been trying to do. Because in my mind, I ain't looking for nothing. I don't want nothing. This is what it is. I mean, when I tell you that was locked up in my mind, I didn't think about anything else. So I missed the red flags.
Right. I believe that. I truly understand that, Terry. I truly understand exactly what you're talking about. And that's the kind of selfish part of it, because you were only thinking of yourself. You weren't thinking of the other person. You were saying to yourself the whole time, this is what I want. This is how it's gonna be. I ain't, you know, this is what I'm going into this situationship with. And that's just the way it's gonna be.
So if you was the woman, why didn't you stop me at that point? If I'm telling you that on the very top and telling you this is what I'm looking for, you have the option then to say, you can stop that right there. So I'm not gonna let you put it all on the man on that. You have a choice from that point if you decide to move further.
But you just said, Terry, that the woman will agree in the beginning.
Right.
They will agree and they will play the role and still start getting those feelings. It's up to you as the man to recognize when she's feeling differently about this thing. And you know the sign. You can't say it was that gray that you didn't realize.
I'm gonna take Dr. Bryan's position on this.
Come on,
we can't be mad at him
right
for being who he was.
You got him, and that's the whole point.
At some point, I mean, I know, and I ain't gonna put no count on it, but I know it was a lot. I know it was a lot, Terry, but you ain't gonna tell me out of all of them lot of women, somebody got mad. Somebody got mad, and I felt bad about them getting mad. But then after just thinking about it and letting it settle, I didn't do anything wrong. In my mind, I'm figuring I did not do anything wrong. So let me ask you a question, Dara. Now I'm gonna put you right here. If you were in one of those situations and you were to do what Sharita said to do, so just say you tell her off the top, I ain't looking for nothing. This is what it is and all this. Okay, Sharita said, if you see a person, those feelings come, to let them know. Just say if you notice those feelings a week later, just like a week, not even just a week later. If you come across and tell her, hey, after you have, you rub her down, you do everything good, you put it on her, and after a week you see that, and you come to tell her, hey, I just want to let you know, remind you now, I ain't looking for nothing. To me, that sounds sort of like I'm trying to hit it and run or something. I just think to me, that just. It seems like I'm trying to make her give me an excuse to say, hey, I got what I wanted and get on out of there. I just don't feel like that's right. Because you have to keep saying it.
Yeah, but even after a week, I should have to remind you like week after week. If I see you getting googly-eyed the following week, hey, we get through having sex or whatever, and I see you say, hey, I want you to stay longer. I want you to do this. Look. I should tell her at that time.
No, you should cut it off at that time.
Cut it off. Leave her alone.
You mean get me out the bed and say, hey, that's it. Hey,
Yes.
yeah. That ain't cool. To me, that ain't cool.
Why not?
That's how windows get busted. That's how women come knocking on your door.
No, that's when people lie to you. Now, when lie to you and catching people with women and calling while you over there with them and all that type of stuff, that's when you get your windows busted. I wish you would bust my window and I told you the truth.
No.
I told you the absolute truth.
No, you didn't tell the truth. You didn't tell the whole truth.
But see, what happens is women get emotional because they think I can change this man, and they don't change you, and they putting their feelings on the line by doing the things that they doing to keep trying to appease you. And then at a certain point, they're like, all this I'm doing for this man and he still don't want me. That's where it comes in. That's why I said, as soon as you see it, you can't pussyfoot around with it. You got to end it and break it off. And it shouldn't affect you to break it off because you weren't looking for no relationship anyway.
But I'm also not looking to hurt that person too.
But you're hurting them by continuing in the situationship.
So I guess it was better for me to just have one night stands and go about my business.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
In essence, yes.
Okay, I got you.
Because it would have been better.
See what Tara was saying? You spending too much quality time, and once they get caught up in that quality time, then it's hard for it's easy for a man. It's easy for most men to just we can cut it off and be done with it. Go ahead, Daryl.
Monica Pallet had a great thing on there. She was sort of talking about she had the longest one. She said, Monica Pallet. She said a man did her the same. Yeah. She said, I had someone tell me the truth, and I told him I was not looking for that I was looking for a relationship. He said, cool, I understand, but would not stop trying. I had to block him. And see, that's what I'm saying. Now, this is just vice versa. And the guy told her the truth, and she told him right there. She stopped him right there. And that's the point I was trying to make, that if I tell you what I'm looking for and you're not okay with that, you stop me right there. And Monica did the exact same thing.
But did you finish what she said? She said
he's
still pursuing her.
Well, that's a different situation. I'm talking about he was honest and told her, and she said she wasn't going. And I commend you for that, Monica. Monica said she stood on her ground.
But that's day one, Terry. She talking about day one. She said no. They hadn't had sex for 2, 3, 4, 5 days. None of that has happened.
But they're telling me yes. They're telling me yes. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I ain't looking for nothing either. They telling you the same thing that
nothing transpired. Nobody was hurt. You're saying I'm in a relationship and I'm in this.
You said what, Daryl?
I mean,
that's game. That's because think about what you said. If you telling them that, but they really like you and you got to think, Terry, women really think that they can change you. They really think that I can put something on him he ain't never had. So they gonna play the game just like men play the game. Men do the same thing. Like you said, what they say, I love you, baby, and I couldn't live without you. They gonna say what they gotta say to try to get you in that position. And then they ain't gonna just come out the next week and hit you over the head with it. They gonna slowly chip away. I'm gonna cook them dinner. I'm gonna make sure his clothes washed. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Before you know it, that situationship don't turn into a relationship before you even realize it. Now they so invested when you try to break it off. Now they hot as fish grease because of all the stuff that they did that still didn't work and how you want them.
So I was just in a no-win situation then. I was just in a no-win situation. What else I could do? Because I wasn't gonna lie to you off the top and look, I'm looking for the wife and I'm looking for somebody this. I wasn't gonna lie to him. You know what?
Cut it off, Terry. When you see it ain't there, you have to cut it off. And that's the point I think you missing right now. It's what you said at one time and you standing on your business and you feel like I ain't gotta say it no more. I told her, even though her feelings getting involved, I told her. So I did my part. But we have to take it a step further and end it and cut it off when we see that. And it might hurt them in the beginning, but they'll respect you more in the end because you know you told them and then you reiterated it and you broke it off. They'll have more respect for you then.
Well, like I said, I'll take the blame for not seeing the signs or recognizing the signs because, like I said, I was in a mental state of mind that I wasn't thinking of nothing else. So,
but sometimes we see the signs and we don't care because what she doing is part of what we really want out of a woman. We get a little bit from this woman, we get a little bit from that woman, and you know, it was like, man, if I could get all this rolled up into one, like Quisha said, if I can get all this rolled up into one, I ain't gotta go out here. Just like at some point, you got pecked by the right hand, right? And all that other stuff stopped.
Yeah.
But see, every other woman was trying to do what Sean did. They was trying to be the one that you married. But for whatever reason,
and like I said, and once I got married, there were a couple of them who said, "What does Sean have that I didn't have?" And I told him it was nothing. It had nothing to do with you. I said, during that time, I said Sean was at the right spot at the right time, where I let my guard down and say, you know what, I'm gonna welcome a relationship and be in love. I'm getting older, and I need to sit down somewhere. But during that time with them, I wasn't in that state of mind, and they could have been the one. If I was in a better state of mind a year previous to me and Sean wouldn't be here right now. It would be somebody else. So it wasn't the fact that I was trying to, you know, now what's funny, man?
Hey, you could have worded that.
Don't say nothing
because it make it seem like Sean wasn't special.
Right.
No, she's real special. But I'm saying it wasn't nothing but God for her. She was at the right place at the right time when I decided to settle down. See, me and Sean didn't just start meeting. Me and Sean was messing around 10 years before we were just messing around. She was one of those situations back then. But we didn't have any expectations. And it came full circle. And she was at the right spot at the right time when I said it was time for me to sit down somewhere. And she was at the right spot at the right time.
Okay.
Y'all try to make it seem like that. Man, look, y'all ain't finna twist my. Hey, that's the way I fell in love.
You say the words out your mouth.
It's just the way you kind of said it. Like it could have been them other women too. Sean it's like she lucked into it or whatever. No,
Sean didn't luck into it. It was a blessing from God that she was there at the time that I was ready to settle down, and she was the one. That's what I meant. That's sort of kudos to her, because when I decided to settle down, I mean, she was the one. She was there. And hey, Cupid hit me with the arrow, and that's what it became. But I'm just saying that the ones that were saying, hey, what did Sean? Now I ain't never had no women come back and say, well, what did she have that I didn't have? Trying to compare to Sean. I said it had nothing to do with what Sean had, what you didn't have. It wasn't the right timing because I was not in a mental spot at that time that we had our situation that I wanted to settle down. If I was in a different mental state, it could be another person right now and not be Sean. That's all I'm saying.
Please don't say that again. Anyway, what we're trying to say is those people had an emotional attachment to you, and you saying you did not realize that, and right. That could be possible. I don't see how.
But you know I don't lie now. I'm being honest. I'm trying to be honest with you.
I know you're being honest, Terry. That's the beauty of it, that you really were oblivious to these women. I'm saying you were oblivious to these women wanting more.
Sharita,
there are some men who can dance too.
Sharita, you can vouch. You can vouch. Okay, so okay,
you're the perfect example. Just what I'm saying, you're the perfect example of a man that's being honest with himself. In his mind, he's being honest with that woman, but she wanted more, but you didn't, and there it is.
Look at it. Don't start this shit.
That's all I
you can keep all that extra drama now.
I didn't say nothing else.
Now, here's I want to address Rhonda Harwell. Thanks for joining the show, Rhonda. We appreciate you. I think you've been on before though.
Yes,
it's saying if you're not serious with a woman, don't sleep with her, especially when you know that you're not serious about being in a relationship with her. Now, if that happens, whose fault is it? Is it the man's fault or is it the woman's fault? Because if I tell you, which is what Terry is saying, if I tell you, then you can't get mad at me because I don't want to be in a relationship. You didn't have to sleep with me. If that was something you chose to do, you know, whether I'm telling you I don't want it or I'm telling you this or that, it's still ultimately, and I don't want to put all the blame on the woman, but it's still ultimately left up to the woman whether or not we gonna sleep together. So you can't fault the man for being a man. And I think that's where the problem come in a lot. Women don't realize that women are nurturers. That's why they nurture men. That's why they cozy up to us. That's why they do the things they do for us. Men are naturally hunters. We're out here trying to knock down everything we can knock down. And it's just like a woman got so many eggs, a man got so many times that he gonna knock it down like he's supposed to. And once, so while you got it, you trying to use it. If you don't use it, you gonna lose it. So you can't. I understand what you're saying. Like the man does have to take some responsibility, but ultimately it falls in the lap of the woman. That's just my opinion. And I might be wrong on that. And I'm sure a lot of women would disagree, but I just feel like we can't do anything unless that woman agree to it. And if she agreed to it under my terms or whatever, and then it don't go the way she wants, she can't be mad at that man for that. She gotta be mad at herself.
I agree. And to the love of my life, my wife, because she knows that Daryl and Sharita would twist things around to try to make things sort of shake over here in this household. We don't have that. So they'll twist their own little story to their own little plots. She know y'all by now. So
I'm being serious with you. I just be wanting you to clear it up, because if it's coming across to me like that, I don't want nobody else to misconstrue what you're saying and think that they saying that, Terry, I want you to be able to clear that up. That's what that's what I was.
Yeah. My wife know without a shadow of a doubt. That's who I want to be with. That's who I was destined to be with. That's why God put her where, the place where I needed a woman at that time. And I'm glad with what I got over here. And like what Monica said, she said Terry just didn't want to see it because he was getting what he wanted at the time. And you're right. I was just in a mental state. I put it like this, being in a bad, I'm sure we've all been in bad relationships, but speaking for myself, being in a bad relationship and you get to the point where you don't trust easily, or you feel like you were wronged in a certain situation, it sort of puts a brick wall up around where you don't let anybody in. So I was in one of those modes, like, you know what? Screw that. I done been in all that in that relationship. Forget a relationship. I was anything about a relationship I didn't want to be a part of. So I was mentally, when I tell you I was mentally zoned out and not looking at anything like that. And a lot of this started to happen when we start back kicking it with each other when we start the Treadwell alumni.
Okay,
years ago.
Let's not, please go on to the next subject. Don't bring, just go. Let me do my segment.
Well, I know when of course, when you start reuniting with people you went to high school with and all that stuff, I know stuff can kind of get out of hand, and it not just with you, Terry, it got out of hand with a lot of people. And I'm glad, but see, that was what
14, 12, 13 years, 14 years ago.
So we 14 years wiser now than we were back then. All that doing this and doing that. Hopefully we got most of that out of our system.
Oh yeah. I'm clean as a driven.
You what?
I'm clean as a driven snow.
What Fred Sanford say? Who doing the drive?
Yeah. And you're looking at the only driver. I ain't know you're gonna catch that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, hey, that was my show. I got most of them. Okay, let's nobody wanted to call in. Okay, that's cool too. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. It's probably this definitely gonna be my last promotional video tier because April 15th coming up and I'm getting a little busy, so I don't want to get too many more people in. But I'm gonna do this short little video. When we come back, we got a new section. I'm sure y'all gonna enjoy it.
Let Early Solutions handle your tax preparation needs. With our refund transfer product, you can file your taxes and pay later. Restrictions apply. We offer some of the lowest prices in the industry. Save time and money with us. You don't have to wait in the long lines like at most tax prep locations. Most of our services can be performed online from the comfort of your home. Contact Daryl Early for more information.
That's
Get
Daryl.
them taxes done. Get them taxes done, y'all. He can take up to what, 200 more people.
No, I ain't taking no 200 people between now and April the 15th. That I'm not gonna do.
Come on, let me do my thing so that I can go.
Okay, we got a new segment we just started. We're gonna let y'all check this out.
You're locked in to ShoNuff News, the real, the raw, the rundown, fast facts, bold takes, no fluff. Let's get it.
Hey y'all, welcome to Show News. Sorry, I gotta run through this news right quick, but shocking video shows a gunman ambush Sauce Walker and Faith P in brutal shooting. Took place outside the Westin Hotel across from the FedEx Forum, live here in Memphis. Also, former Utah Representative Mia Love, she's the daughter of Haitian immigrants. She was the first Black Republican woman elected to the House. Sadly, she has passed away. She had recently undergone brain cancer treatment at Duke University. Ms. Love died at home in Saratoga Springs, Utah, surrounded by family. She was 49. At least 12 people, including a popular musician, died Monday when a small plane crashed into the Caribbean Sea quickly after taking off in the Honduran Rotan. The plane carried 17 passengers, a crew of 5, of which 5 of the 17 passengers were rescued and hospitalized. And in local news, let's watch this video.
Stephanie Skurlock, WREG has viewed the video provided to us by the attorneys of the woman charged with shooting Floyd. We have carefully considered the weight of what's shown and the sensitivity to all involved in this tragedy. But we also believe it's an important part of the story and one you deserve to see.
Phone video captured what appears to be some of the final moments of Pastor Floyd's life. It shows the Tahoe truck he is in putting on brakes. Pastor Floyd getting out, walking toward the person shooting the video as they yell to back up.
I'm backing back 3 times now. When I do that, you know, back the up. Back the up.
Then the video drops out. WREG sat down with the attorneys for Samantha Marion, charged with shooting Pastor Floyd to death. They say the video speaks for itself.
The video does not capture the gunfire that would have taken place probably maybe 3 or 4 seconds later, but it clearly shows him approaching her aggressively after being told several times to stop and that he should not be, walking up on her like that.
If you wanna know what's ShoNuff, that's a wrap, y'all. Where the truth talks and the fluff walks. Catch you next time. ShoNuff.
No,
We
Well, damn. In my fattest Matthew, what damn.
That was the quickest news.
That was the quickest news, and then is she gone? Damn.
She had to step away for a quick second. I'm sure she'll be right back. But
oh wow,
that is one of the new segments that we're adding to the show. We want to try to keep people abreast of here in Memphis. We definitely want to keep people abreast of the local news that's going on, and we want to keep people abreast of anything that's national, that's prominent. We hate to talk about deaths, but that's part of the news cycle, so we do that too. Yeah, ShoNuff.
I knew it. I said I know. Soon as my segment come up, these folks gonna pull up. But anyway,
it's all good. It's all good. That was the first good run. I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be very popular. As we get more comfortable doing it and having some great stories, especially local stuff. I know people who watch from out of town, they probably don't care as much about the local stuff, but I just want to keep, our base, which is here in Memphis. I want to keep them informed as much as we can.
Let me do a quick interjection. Can you put up our QR code? At this time, I will, we always say, we love doing what we do, and we want to continue to keep this thing going. And if we, get you to like, share, and subscribe, as you see, you can go and you can subscribe, and you can hit that bell, and you can also drag down to be notified whenever we come on the air. So we're asking everybody, as always, tell 5 people to go like, share, and subscribe. And we may end up doing some contests about who can get the most folks over here. That's how we're going to be able to build our platform. Is we got to be out there. So if you like what we're doing and you want us to keep doing what we're doing, share it. And you can use that QR code to the lower right-hand corner, right below ShoNuff, and you can take your phone and it'll take you directly to the page where you can like, share, and subscribe. So if y'all can do that, it's greatly appreciated.
Please do that. That helps us out greatly. And really, we love doing the show. So whether we got 2 people in here or we got 30 people in here, we still gonna try to put on a great show no matter what. But if y'all enjoying the content, let us, share it, get people to join in, because my thing is I want everybody to get one thing out of whatever we talk about tonight. If you didn't get one thing out of it, we ain't do our job. That's the biggest thing for me, is for us to try to, I ain't gonna say educate, but just have people more informed. The battle between men and women, T-Will and ShoNuff, me and Show. The battle is to learn, because I've learned so much about the opposite sex from just doing these shows. And I wish I was younger.
When you knew it.
Yeah, when you're young, but you try to pass that information on, and sometimes it gets received, sometimes it don't get received. But either way, but
ShoNuff made me feel bad. I wish I can go back 30 years and say, you know what, I don't want nothing. And then a week later, a couple of days later, you get to Google. Look, I told you I don't want nothing. I'm just going to let you go. I'm just going to let you go because you feeling me too much, and I don't want to hurt you, so I got to go. I wish I had that in my vocabulary, 30, 40 years ago, and maybe I could have made you, proud. You don't seem proud of me now. I wish I could go back in time.
I am. I'm proud of you that you were honest. I'm just saying, the women, when they started to catch feelings, you probably should have cut it off.
Oh, he couldn't cut it off then because it was too good to him.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, Terry. I
ain't lying. Yeah, it was.
And that's the whole purpose of them doing it. They know they gonna try to put something on you. They gonna put a little extra sauce on it, and that's to lure you in. Now, to your credit, you didn't let them.
I didn't falter. I didn't falter. And for the most part, really get angry, and that's what I'm saying. That my situation, it worked out 95% of the time. I had 5%, 5%, 3% or something that didn't work out. But 95%, that's a good ratio that we left, what's the word, amicably?
amicably.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
you still cool with everybody?
Yes, I'm still cool with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I take that, and a lot of them have gone to get married and have wonderful relationships. I'm in a wonderful marriage and relationship. So, I mean, we were young. We were young, going through things, and we all were just having fun. And I'll never trade them days. But
Of all those women,
man, don't you even start.
No, it's
Oh, I thought you was trying to say who.
No.
Hell, it was coming down like I said, wait, that.
I ain't gonna never put you in a position to get yourself in trouble. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh,
the question, out of all of those women, and you ain't got to disclose the number because of whatever. How many had a legitimate shot at being Miss Williams?
I would say about 50%.
Damn.
Yeah. No, but and the reason I'm being serious is a lot of them had the great qualities and great traits and sincere and loving and kind. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I came out and said that, being at the right spot at the right time. And I guess and some of those people in the 50% were some of the ones that inboxed me after we got married and asked me what was wrong with me or why not me. And this is something that, and y'all laughing about it, but if my wife is watching right now, she'll tell you because I shared it with my wife. I shared it. So this is nothing new to her. I shared it. I show her one thing about me and my wife. If I had some text messages or inboxes from before our time, I don't mind my wife seeing that. I don't mind telling her this. I showed her a couple times where the women would sit. I wish she was out here and she could vouch for me. But I told them a couple times where they said, "Well, what Sean have and not me, or why not me?" And you know what my wife said? She said, "You know what?" She said, "As a woman, I would never get a man the satisfaction to go back and ask him what was wrong with me." And that was my wife's exact words because I showed her these things. So I'm telling you the truth, and I showed her that.
Well, I hope those other women ain't watching the show today.
I know that's right, because it's like it ain't like you was depressed.
I ain't said I was depressed. See, y'all trying to no. The more I try to tell you the truth and give you proof that I'm not lying, then I'm a woman now. So I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
It's just Terry. We're not accustomed to the truths that you tell. We believe you. We just ain't used to that.
I'm just saying, I'm that comfortable to talk about things that's before my wife with my wife. I mean, same thing with her. I mean, that's before her time.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm like Tara though. That's still 50%. That's a high number. And I'm guesstimating on how many.
Don't start.
That is still a big number.
That means you were in relationships, not situationships. 50% of them was relationships.
But by your terms, I would. If you say they were relationships based off of what you described, then they were, because it wasn't just no go over at no 2 or 3 o'clock. We would go out of town together. We would do different things together.
Terry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Them.
And you was telling these people it was just sex.
No, I just told them I wasn't looking for nothing serious. Why you just putting it at sex? We could go to the movies. We ain't got to have sex all the time. I mean, just enjoying each other's company.
We're gonna agree to disagree.
Wow.
You don't.
I ain't going out of town.
Y'all talking about straight booty calls. It wasn't just all about the booty to me.
No, not straight booty calls, but it's when going out of town.
I'm like Mike Epps. It's about the
relationship. That's not.
It's the beauty, not the booty.
Yeah, right.
No, it was the booty.
It was the beauty first. You got to be attracted to a person before you get to the booty.
Oh Lord.
Then he didn't want to get a booty up. Glenn Johnson commented, "Women don't want honesty. Lying is an adventure to them."
To a degree, I will agree. I agree. I agree with you, Glenn. A lot of women don't wanna hear the truth. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you, bro.
So that's why.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna call no particular names out, but no, well, I ain't gonna call no name. I'm just saying. So when I'm hanging out with my friends and we're in that environment, and they saying this, some of the weirdest, oddest, strangest things to these women, and end up sleeping with them. That's what I ain't gonna say that's what I should have been doing, but that actually works.
Yeah.
Damn.
It does.
I mean, I don't heard some pickup lines that, you know, I'm in the background like, and the next thing you know, she, you're so funny. I'm like, damn, that worked.
But you know what?
Xavier, no, don't lie. Don't lie, Xavier. No.
It ain't in you, Xavier. Don't do it, man. You a good dude as it is. No, don't change nothing about yourself.
Nephew, I should have had you up under my wing back then, buddy.
Oh no, he would have had you.
No. See, you talking about cut. See, we don't talk about that type. So this is about love. This show was about love. I just got hit with that. That arrow that's behind you right now, in between malice of the heart. I got hit with the arrow, and I'm good now. But surveys say that a woman knows if she's going to sleep with a man or not the first time they meet. Is that true?
Of course it's true.
Okay, so if that's true, Daryl, so if I'm going into the relationship, situation,
you said it right first time. Go ahead.
Relationship, and said I'm not looking for nothing, but you got in your mind, I'm gonna get that. You know, we always think as men, we talk like that, man. You know, we're gonna get that or we're gonna do that. Women talk about it even more than we do.
Yeah, the women worse than men now.
Sure is.
The women worse than men now. So it for a woman to
the
say
role temper is worse now.
Well, that's because of laws and changes and policies and procedures and all of that, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with like sometimes women, oh man, should I say this? Women don't know their proper place. And it just yeah, I know it messes it, but it mess up everything, you know, and every woman always hollering they want a good man, but then, you know, they overlook the good men and they end up with the jokers that ain't no good, that don't mean them no good, never meant them no good, and all of that. So it's just, it is what it is now. So women, you know,
some like bad boys. I mean, some like them.
And I never understood it, but I see it. And if it worked for you, then it worked for you. Like some women need that rough, tough, bad attitude type of man. And I don't want to say to keep them in line, but they need that structure in their life in order for them to excel. Just like some women, you know, they like they need a more mellow type of person that's, you know, can talk to them and, you know, and try to explain stuff to them. So I mean, and it's the same, and vice versa for me, and it's the same thing.
I was just about to say, on the flip side of that coin, I can tell you 10 relationships, I'm talking about marriages, where the wife talked to the man like he 3 years old.
Hockey sticks.
Talk bad, and they love him to death. That man love that woman to death. Won't leave her for nothing. So it's both ways. Trust me.
I'm finna Tara, what is hockey sticks?
Yeah, what is hockey sticks, Tara? I'm scared to even ask what that is.
That means
she talking about that hook issue.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I was
talking about. Lies. You know, like hockey sticks. That's like a.
Oh, he go Tara. What's the number? Long have she done got enough. Look at Tara. She looking for the number, y'all. I'm at the vet.
Glenn, what is you talking about? Yes. What it mess up? But mess it up 90% of the time. We tell them too much of the truth. They just want to bump, but we screw it up. But we screw up by getting them pregnant.
Glenn off chain tonight.
Yeah, Glenn, yeah, you on one.
Glenn off chain tonight.
Ain't nobody control where your seed get dropped but you. So you can't blame that on no one. You did say you screw it up by getting them pregnant. But yeah, you can't nobody make you get nobody pregnant. Y'all do that on your own. Can't no woman make you.
What my buddy Patricia, did this sex talk run you away? I ain't seen you said nothing in the chat a long time. Where you at, Patricia?
She probably had to step away. She might be cooking or something.
I want to make sure we got to tone down that sex talk. I don't want Patricia to be leaving the conversation. I'm used to her pumping.
It's 8:00. They don't ate dinner a long time ago.
It's Tara. Come on, Tara.
I don't know who this is. I'm gonna see.
Call from Tara.
Yep.
Tara, you there?
I'm here.
Hockey sticks. Explain to us what that is.
That's bullshit, Shanola. Women don't go looking for trouble. That is not our intent when we're looking to date. Speaking from one that's been dating quite regularly, I think I'm comfortable in that platform and saying that. Because I don't go out purposely looking for the bad guy. I'm not looking for someone to rough me up or put me into place. It's often said that women have difficulties being submissive. No, that's only true if you are hooked up with a man that's not taking you, or a man with no vision perishes. But if a man, as Terry says, is honest and forthright, well, the honesty in that, the first thing is a lie. Honesty is this. Yeah, we can kick it, but I can't sleep with you. The minute you sleep with somebody, that changes the whole scenario. Because at that point, what you said originally is not valid. She's not listening. Then that coupled with spending quality time says we go together real bad. Now, when you go out and about, you go out and you meet someone, and the first time you meet somebody, and you come up and say, I was just honest. When I met you, I just wanted to hit it and quit it. How many women gonna go with that scenario? How many grown women gonna let a man talk to them on their level and say, look, I like you, but I ain't looking for nothing commitment, this and I just want to hit it, see what it feel like going about my business. What sense that makes? What percentage of women gonna bite and say, no, let's say just hoish and just say that's what they want to do? And I get that there's a percentage of people that do that. But on a real woman that struggles to get up every day to pay her bills, to make sure that the house, she got a roof over her head, clothes on her back, and she doing all the things that she do to keep her mental fortitude. She is not looking for someone to come in and hit it and quit it. She's looking for someone to help. She's looking for someone to love. She's looking for someone to make the investment in her, just like Terry made the investment in his wife. That's why they came back and asked, why didn't you choose me? Oh, to be chosen. What a beautiful thing. It was right for them to ask that question. But the majority of the women are not looking for men to just, I'm going to fix it straight. That's immaturity. A mature woman that got her shit together, she ain't looking for no bullshit. She ain't got time, especially if she's over a certain age and she making her own money. She ain't got time for the shenanigans.
Hey, Tick.
I hear you.
Okay. All that was great. What I want to say is that you have so matured just like me over the years. But let's not get it twisted. You know, me and you was tag team partners. We was some bad motor scooters back in the day. Don't act like
20 years ago. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. So, don't act holier than thou, and I wouldn't all that, because you was a female version of me.
I laid it. I swear to God.
You remember I used to always tell you that you was a female. Do you remember I used to tell you was a female version of me back in the day?
Me, you, and Chris, we
that's
are
right.
alike. Yes.
Yeah, we are alike,
yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Back then, we have all grown. But back then, now I know tickets sound good for the audience and all that, but she used to be a bad motor scooter too. Now, so.
But okay.
I get what you're saying. Listen, Terry. I get when you put it out there that you was honest, that I ain't looking for nothing. You know what I mean? How many times I said that? That don't mean it didn't turn into something else.
Thank you.
That's when you get crazos. That's when you get crazos. When you tell them I ain't looking for nothing, and then you tell them I don't think we can't beat it. What happened? What's the reaction?
Yeah.
What's that? What you mean you don't want me? What you mean we been doing this? You've been spending time over here. I left my sock over there. I left my toothbrush over there. You cooked breakfast for me over there. Come on now, Terry, let's be real. All that other stuff, that sounds good, yes. And you know I've told her plenty. And right now today, I still got to beat her. Why you calling me? Hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
What?
But I think
I ain't doing you.
I think the point. I think, but here's the point that you made when the statement that stood out to me was when you said a real woman. So when you start talking about a real woman,
time.
so all these, that's what I'm saying. So when you got now, what percentage of women are we putting in that category? Because it's a whole bunch of women that's going for that.
I believe that's case by case, Daryl. I think that's case by case, and it's tended to need. You know, I can speak differently because my needs aren't as great as the next one. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have any kids. I got a full dog, so I don't really come with anything other than the baggage that I carry that can be handled. When you have to read the label that says "handle me this delicately," but then that everybody, you know, particularly if you're up in age, everybody's going to have their little baggage. But that coupled with children, that coupled with life, that coupled with mental fortitude and all the other, like when you first meet somebody, you don't know that they ain't crazy. You get what I'm saying? When you first meet somebody, you don't know that they ain't got their stuff together. When you first meet somebody, you know, some got such a good game, then you might, you just talking. But you know what? There is one little thing that we forget. The more time you spend with somebody, quality time, puts things in different perspective. You get what I'm saying? What you said originally, and a lot of people get married off the same concept. I ain't looking for nothing but hell. She was there, so I married her. You get what I'm saying? Because she kept coming.
Yeah.
Persistence always wins. They teach us that in school. So while we want to sit there and be joking, I get it, our joking kid. But at 50-something years old, I see the ins and outs of all of it. But if a man truly does not want that woman, this, that, and the other, you cannot tell her, honestly, I ain't looking for nothing. But then you take her in the back room and she's seeing stars. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to go on this way. Watch that sex thing go into play. And she ain't had sex like that in a minute. Her mind gone. What happens when her mind is gone? She ain't even listening to you now because all she wants is to be, let's do it again. That's all that's in her head.
But you know what? Like Daryl said, it's good to get at least one thing out of the show. And I can honestly say, listen to you and listen to ShoNuff, and even Daryl to a certain extent.
You and I had conversations with,
right?
You know, we know the girls and the guys, and I can't tell you how many I had to hide from them niggas. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
No. Because when the crazy locks in on it, just because I wasn't looking for nothing, but you spending time with me, Glenn, you know, I ain't got nothing else to do. I wanted to chill. They weren't buying it. You get what I'm saying? If you didn't want me, you wouldn't be over here.
No, you're right. But my thing is, I can honestly and truly say that I was never trying to hurt anyone, and I was just in a mental state of mind that I was looking straight forward. I wasn't looking for, so I wasn't catching the signs that Daryl said that I should have been catching. All the qualities that a woman look for. When he ain't looking, he's settled, this, that, and the other. You made that person fall head over heels faster because you was there.
I got one thing, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I want, if you could give advice, because you're very successful. You're a very successful person. You're independent. You don't need a man for this and that. If it was one piece of advice,
I'm learning codependency. I ain't learning. Like, hold up. Watch what you put over my head. So I'm tired of paying these bills. Watch your mouth. You just slapped me and hold up. I'm looking. Watch your mouth.
Now
hold up. Watch it.
Now you see how the whole conversation changed right there. She was telling us how independent she was, and I don't need a man.
I'm learning.
Hey y'all, looks like we got a new contestant on our dating show. Everybody said that woman, she talked too much, this, that, and the other. But look, if you are biblical and you are scripture, and I know the majority of us are because we were raised in church, this, that, and the other. And surely, if Eve was made from Adam, then you know that submission can take place, but it doesn't apply to every man. Every woman is not going to be submissive to some hunk of junk in the street because he looked like Tyrone and talk like,
do the wrong, I don't know, this and that. That is not a man the one that's going to submit to. You get what I'm saying? She's going to submit to some man that speaks to her gently. He's going to submit to someone that caters to her, that sees her, that knows how to talk to her, that knows it. And Terry, I know you got this in your relationship because I know you and your wife. You get what I'm saying? So I already know. So that's why it's easy for you to conform and say the things that you say. You get what I'm saying? Because of the chemistry connection. But all relationships don't have that chemistry connection. I asked this girl the other day at Huey's. And we was just in casual conversation. I think it was at the Memphis State University of Memphis game Saturday. They was talking about men in relationships. So the question I brought up, I said, so have you ever been in a relationship where you felt seen with a man? And I was flabbergasted. She said no. I said no. I said, what was you doing in the relationship? What was the relationship? What were you getting out of the relationship? I was just there. I said, that's where you lost. You allowed him to be your stepping bag. And so now you want him to give you more. He can't give you what he don't have. And that's with all relationships. Everybody wants different things. There are different recipes for different. What works for Terry is not going to work for Tara. What works for Daryl is not going to work for Sharita. But once you meet that person that completes you, whatever that is, then you can see the basis of a relationship. And that person's just going to be hard to walk away from. I don't give a damn how you start.
Yeah,
I don't want nothing. That person who you see, you're going to see potential in that person. Eventually, okay, originally when I saw you, I didn't see you. But now, damn, I like that. I like the way you wear your hair. I like the way you smell. I like the way you're speaking softly to me. Damn, you did this for me. I like this. I like the gentle touches. I like that. All of that builds the relationship qualities that changes that person from, I'm not looking for, sooner or later, them soft strokes will get you. But there is that one key ingredient that changes that scenario. Chemistry, intimacy. He sees her. She sees him. You get what I'm saying? That's a whole different vibe. Whole different level. And Terry, you know what I'm talking about. You know I know what I'm talking about.
But my thing on that is, you said, you find somebody that completes you. I don't think one person can complete any other one person, because there's just so many things that you desire.
That's a matter of, you know what, girl? I ain't gonna knock it.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying now. Here's what happens. You find the person that has the least amount of things that you don't need, and you compromise and you make their relationship work. That's just how I view it.
That's a thought concept. You know what? I don't know. So is a man thinking, then so is he. If that's your thinking style, then you will get just what you say or think. But I beg to differ, because I'm not telling you something I read about. I'm telling you something I've experienced. So it's a whole different level. And it's just something that, it's not planned. You just walk into it. You get what I'm saying to you? You just walk into it. Then it all depends on the appetite of the individual. Some men like, a sandwich, and some people like a platter. Maybe you're just a platter man. You probably need to look into polish. You get what I'm saying? You might need one to three.
I totally understand what you're saying, but I'm saying from what I've looked at, from what I've researched, from the things that I hear people saying, that
I want you to talk to me from what you've experienced.
I'm going by what I experienced. I don't, out of all the different women that I've ever been with, I can't look at one and say that they was everything that I wanted. It might have been one thing missing. It might have been two things missing. It might have been this thing over here or whatever. But it was never, and I had some women that I was totally just in love with and would have done anything in the world for them. But they still didn't have everything that I wanted. But they had enough for me to say, oh, I can compromise on that. I just used the sex was good. She was this, but she wasn't really a good cook. She didn't cook too good. So to find all of that,
one of those hypercritical, hypersensitive, or you got your walls up and you don't know that your walls, so you won't allow anyone to come in to satisfy those hidden treasures that you hold near and dear to you. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I agree,
It's a
Tyra. I agree.
beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to solely to fully submit. It is there are no words to describe it, and it's the partnership in it is unbelievable. You get what I'm saying? It's like he or she completes my sentences and all of that. It's in that same regard. You know what I'm saying? And it makes difficulties that much more. I don't run from conflict because I feel like conflict kind of tests you on your growth where you are. Conflict is going to come. So I'm one that embraces it. That's why I'm in human resources. But nonetheless, I love to see it into play. I love because there's always an ABC or 1, 2, 3 to any scenario, right? Just like there are 3 sides to the truth: yours, theirs, and then there's the truth. But not everybody can handle the truth. That's where I was going with you with that, Terry. When you said you was honest, yes, you was honest up front in the beginning, but then when y'all slept together, it changed. And then you continue to come, spending the night, that made it more bigger. You get what I'm saying? So all of that is all great and all of that. But guys, I wanted to give my 2 cents. The vet is here. The doctor's here. I'll talk with y'all later. Y'all go ahead and talk.
Good stuff. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you, Tyra.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, just so she know, I was finna cut her ass off anyway. It's past 8:30. Shoot, we don't.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I told you, time be flying. But she made some good points, and I wanted to elaborate on some more of the stuff that she was saying, but of course, she had to go, and we kind of running short on time here. Another great show. We appreciate everybody that took the time to comment, call in, add their 2 cents. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for this. Yeah, just put this QR code up here again. So, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. What is it, Terry? Tell 5 people.
Tell 5 people to tell 5 people. If we just get you to do, everybody can do 5 people to get them to like, share, and subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to hit that bell, but be careful. Once you hit that bell, click on all. That means anytime we go live on doing anything, whether it's a sports talk show, whether it's real talk or matters of the heart, you'll be notified. And I think it's 30 minutes ahead of time. You'll know that show and you'll get all the alerts. So if everybody can do that, we're greatly, greatly appreciated. We don't ask you for no money. We don't ask you for nothing else. We just ask you to share and subscribe and like.
And I know next week we'll probably revert back to real talk, because we're trying to alternate from real talk and matters of the heart. We want to rotate each week, do a different show. I know we did a show long time ago when we did the love language. I don't know if y'all want to revisit that, because if we do, I want everybody to fill out the little questionnaire so they can know what their love language is before we do the show. If we decide to do it, I'll put that out there. But that was just a thought that came across my mind. I heard love language somewhere, and
put the email up. So if you guys have questions of what you want us to talk about, which show you want us to do, and all that, you can also email us at intheclutchpodcast@gmail.com. One of us will get back to you, or you could inbox ShoNuff, Daryl, or myself on Facebook, or go to our page and leave a message on our Facebook page, and somebody will get back to you in a timely manner. And we love to hear what you got to say, the good, the bad, what we can do better, what you want to talk about. We'll talk about it all. So it's intheclutchpodcast@gmail.com.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was.
No, we good. I don't know why I can't just remember that. I always screw it up. If I don't see it, I'll screw it up.
Great show. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Well, another great show. Good commentary. I want, and this is just me, I like when people call in, but keep in mind, we call in, we need to limit the amount of time so we can continue with the show. But I would like for people to call in, or possibly we can send you a link and you can join. You can put your first name on here with us. You can be right here with us doing the show. So if anybody interested in maybe partaking in one of the shows, if we put a subject out there and you think you want to come on and we equal opportunity over here at In the Clutch Sports Talking More podcast, we would enjoy that. That would be fantastic. But another great show. Can't wait to see you guys next week. We got Real Talk. I don't know what it's gonna be. There's so much stuff going on right now. I mean, we can almost like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
And I already got my dummy the other day, so just tune in. I got my dummy today in advance.
Look at here, LaTanya. She our first comment. She finna be our last comment.
Thank you, LaTanya.
We appreciate you.
And y'all two hold on, but we're out of here.
All right.